the start of Putin's invasion, the Russian leader has used nuclear rhetoric to threaten NATO allies and countries that support Ukraine. Putin's nuclear saber-rattling has caused unease across the globe as potential nuclear attacks plague on the minds of...
Welcome to Doomsday Prepper. In today's SHTF Survival Series episode, we're tackling a nuclear threat. Surviving a nuclear event is daunting, but with the right knowledge, you can make it through. We'll cover understanding radiation levels, the importance of wind direction, and how to protect yourself from fallout. Let's dive in. Understanding nuclear threats. Nuclear threats come from bomb detonations, power plant meltdowns, or accidents involving nuclear materials. The main dangers are the blast, intense heat, and radiation. Radiation exposure is dangerous, but it's not always immediate. Your goal is to minimize exposure by seeking shelter and avoiding contaminated areas. Radiation levels and their impact. Radiation is measured in sieverts, SV, or RMs. Here's a quick breakdown: 0.5 SV. Mild symptoms or none at all, but prolonged exposure increases cancer risk. 0.51. SV, nausea and fatigue, with a significant rise in cancer risk. 1 to 2. SV, immediate symptoms like vomiting and hair loss, potentially lethal without treatment. 2 to 5 SV, severe radiation sickness, likely death within weeks without care. 5 or more SV, death is likely within days to weeks. If a nuclear event occurs, radiation levels spike quickly. A Geiger counter is the best way to measure radiation. If you don't have one, rely on official reports and heed all warnings. Taking immediate action, the rule of thumb. In the event of a nuclear blast, the first few minutes are critical. If you see a flash or hear an explosion, immediately take cover. Get as far underground as possible. Basements, subways, or underground shelters offer the best protection. If you're outside, find any available shelter. Remember the rule of time, limit your exposure to radiation. Distance, the further you are from the blast, the better. Shielding, dense materials like concrete or lead block radiation, so use them to shield yourself. Understanding wind direction and fallout. After a nuclear explosion, radioactive particles, called fallout, are carried by the wind and can travel hundreds of miles. Understanding wind direction is crucial. Check wind patterns if possible. Fallout usually moves downwind, so know which way the wind is blowing. Move perpendicular to the wind direction if you evacuate. This reduces your chances of encountering fallout. Stay inside for at least 24-48 hours, as fallout is most dangerous during this period. If you must leave, cover your skin and wear a mask to reduce inhalation of radioactive particles. Sheltering in place. If evacuation isn't possible, shelter in place. Choose a central room in your home with the fewest windows and doors, ideally a basement. Seal any cracks with plastic sheeting and duct tape to prevent fallout from entering. Turn off ventilation systems. Stock your shelter with at least 2 weeks' worth of food, water, medical supplies, and a battery-powered radio. This helps you stay informed about radiation levels and evacuation orders. Be prepared to stay indoors for an extended period if necessary. Decontamination. If you've been exposed to fallout, decontamination is crucial. Remove all clothing and place it in a sealed plastic bag. Wash your body with soap and water, focusing on your hair, hands, and face. Avoid using conditioner. It can bind radioactive particles to your hair. If washing isn't possible, use wet wipes or a clean cloth to remove as much fallout as possible. Long-term survival and recovery. Surviving the blast and fallout is just the first step. Long-term survival involves dealing with contaminated food, water, and soil. Plan for filtering and purifying water, growing food in uncontaminated areas, and avoiding exposure to contaminated environments. Radiation levels decrease over time, but stay informed about when it's safe to go outside or return home. A nuclear threat is terrifying, but with the right knowledge and preparations, you can survive. Understanding radiation, wind patterns, and effective sheltering are key. Thanks for watching Doomsday Prepper. If this video was helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next episode. How are you preparing for a nuclear threat? Share your tips in the comments below and stay safe. We'll see you in the next installment of SHTF Survival Series.